The hum of the space station's engines was the only sound in the dimly lit quarters. Alex sat hunched over the small table, examining star charts and readings that glowed faintly on the holographic screen. Outside the window, the blackness of deep space stretched endlessly, dotted with distant stars that felt almost alive in their quiet brilliance. He had grown used to this loneliness, the constant rhythm of life aboard the station, the careful balance between routine and the unknown. And then she appeared. There was no warning. The door to his quarters slid open with a soft hiss, and a figure stepped through. Alex looked up, startled. It was Lieutenant Mira Tolan, a specialist from the research division known for her quick mind and quicker decisions. Her eyes were wide, a mix of fear and urgency, and her uniform was disheveled as if she had come straight from some dangerous encounter. "Alex," she said, her voice low but intense. "I need you to move over now." Alex froze. The tone was commanding, but not in a way that demanded compliance from rank or authority. This was something more primal, more pressing. He nodded slowly, gesturing to the small side of the bunk. Mira stepped past him and immediately began laying out a series of devices and data pads on the floor. "What's going on?" he asked, his curiosity piqued but a knot of anxiety tightening in his chest. "They're coming," she said simply. "The others don't know yet?" "We have very little time," Alex frowned. "The others who?" Mira tapped a sequence on one of the data pads, and a three-dimensional map of nearby space unfolded in the air above the table. Dots of light blinked rapidly, moving in coordinated patterns. Alex's eyes widened as he realized that these weren't just ships. They were autonomous drones approaching the station in a precise formation. Their intentions were unknown, but the urgency in Mira's movements made it clear. They were hostile. "They've been tracking us for weeks," she said, almost in a whisper. "We underestimated them. I didn't want to believe it, but now it's obvious. They're planning to board the station." Alex leaned closer to the display. The drones were unlike anything he had seen before. Sleek, metallic, but almost organic in their movements. They shifted and glided through space as if they were alive, not mechanical. His stomach tightened. "We don't have a full crew. If they breach the station—" "I know," Mira interrupted, her hands flying over the controls. "That's why I came to you first. You're the only one who can help me coordinate the defense." Alex nodded, swallowing hard. He had been trained for emergencies, but he had never faced anything like this. The station's alarms began to blare softly, warning of approaching vessels, and the lights flickered as if reacting to the tension in the air. Mira didn't flinch. She moved with the precision of someone who had rehearsed this scenario countless times. They worked together, their movements almost instinctive. Mira directed the placement of defensive systems, while Alex synchronized the station's energy shields. Time seemed to stretch and compress at the same time, each second packed with the weight of potential disaster. They were alone in the control of a massive structure, responsible for the lives of every person aboard. Then the first drone breached the outer perimeter. Alex felt the shudder through the station's hull, a vibration that was more than mechanical. It carried an almost predatory force. Mira's eyes narrowed. "They're testing us," she said. "They want to see what we can do. They'll probe every weak point." Alex's fingers flew over the console, adjusting shields and rerouting power. The drones were intelligent. They avoided the stronger barriers, targeting the weaker nodes, adapting faster than any human could anticipate. Mira moved to assist him, tapping codes into the system that allowed him to predict the drone's next move. Hours, or maybe minutes, time was hard to measure, passed in a blur of strategy and quick thinking. Sweat ran down Alex's face and his muscles ached, but he didn't dare stop. Mira's presence beside him was a constant reassurance, a reminder that he wasn't alone in this fight. Suddenly, the display showed a new pattern, one that didn't match the drone's prior movements. Alex's heart skipped. "What is that?" he asked, pointing at the screen. "That's not a drone," Mira said, her voice tight with urgency. "That's a ship, a command vessel, and it's closing in fast." The thought of an enemy commander arriving sent a chill down Alex's spine. The stakes had just risen, and the station's defenses, though sophisticated, were not designed to withstand a direct assault from a larger ship. "We have to make them think we're stronger than we are," Mira said. "We need to use the station itself as a weapon if we have to." Alex hesitated. "You mean, destroy part of the station to save it?" Mira nodded grimly. I'd rather lose a section than the entire station and everyone on it. The next few minutes were a whirlwind. They rerouted energy from non-essential systems to the shields surrounding the docking bays. They activated decoy holograms, creating illusions of fleet reinforcements that didn't exist. Alex marveled at Mira's ingenuity. Every move was calculated, precise, and effective. The command ship loomed closer, its engines casting pale light over the station's hull. Drones swarmed ahead of it, scanning, probing, waiting for weakness. Alex's hand shook slightly as he manipulated the energy fields, but Mira's steady presence kept him focused. "Get ready," she said. "When they think they have an opening, we hit back." The first wave of drones approached the outer hull, expecting an easy breach. Alex and Mira triggered the station's hidden countermeasures. Explosive charges detonated in perfect synchronization, sending shock waves through space that pushed the drones off course. The command ship jolted slightly, its sensors detecting false signals and imaginary reinforcements. Alex felt a surge of hope. They had bought themselves time, but he knew it wouldn't be enough. Mira's eyes met his, filled with determination and something deeper he couldn't quite name. "We have to keep moving," she said. "If they see hesitation, it's over." They moved from station console to console, recalibrating defenses, activating emergency protocols, and staying one step ahead of the relentless attackers. The tension was exhausting, but every success fueled their determination. Then a sudden alert flashed red. A section of the station's hull had been breached, a small docking bay, but enough to let in a few drones. Alex cursed under his breath. Mira didn't hesitate. She grabbed a nearby control panel, overriding the docking bay doors manually, sealing them just as the drones began to move in. They had survived the first assault, but it was clear that this was only the beginning. The command ship was still out there, plotting its next move, calculating the weaknesses of the station and its crew. Alex knew that they would need more than quick thinking and bravery. They would need ingenuity, courage, and a bond that went beyond simple teamwork. Mira looked at him, her expression intense. "Alex," she said quietly, "we're not just defending the station. We're defending everyone aboard it. We can't fail, and I need you with me on this." Alex nodded, feeling a strange mix of fear and resolve. He didn't fully understand why she had come to him specifically, why she had trusted him so implicitly, but there was no time to question it. Together they would face whatever came next. The blackness of space outside seemed to stretch infinitely, but Alex no longer felt small. With Mira at his side, he felt as though they could stand against the impossible. Whatever awaited them, he knew one thing: they would face it together. As the lights of the command ship glinted in the distance, Alex and Mira prepared for the next wave, hearts pounding, minds sharp, and a quiet sense of determination settling over them. The battle for the station was only beginning, and neither of them would back down. The command ship moved closer, its massive hull reflecting the faint lights of distant stars. Alex and Mira stood at the control console, their eyes scanning every readout, every blinking signal. The tension in the air was thick, almost tangible. Outside, the drones were regrouping, readying themselves for another assault. This time they would be stronger, smarter, and far more dangerous. Alex clenched his fists. "We can't just keep waiting. They'll overwhelm us if we don't act first." Mira nodded. "I've been thinking the same thing. We need a plan that will surprise them. Something they won't anticipate. Their intelligence is sharp, but it has limits." Alex swallowed hard. "What do you suggest?" Mira tapped the main console, pulling up the station's schematics. "We use the station itself as bait. We'll lure the command ship closer, then activate a defensive field in sequence with the station's graviton core. It will create a wave that can push their drones off course and possibly damage the command vessel." Alex's eyes widened. "That's risky. If we mistime it?" "I know," Mira interrupted. "But we don't have a choice. We either act now or get destroyed." They moved quickly, implementing the plan. Alex rerouted power to the graviton core while Mira adjusted the station's external energy shields. Every step had to be precise. The drones began their approach again, swarming in tighter formations, probing for weak points. Alex felt his heart pound in rhythm with the station's hum. "Almost ready," Mira said, her fingers flying over the holographic controls. 3, 2, 1. The graviton core pulsed, sending a massive wave through space. The drones were caught off guard. Their movements disrupted as the energy field pushed them away from the station. The command ship jolted, its automated systems recalculating. Alex and Mira held their breath, hoping the plan had worked. For a moment, silence. Then the first signs of victory. Several drones veered off course, colliding with each other or drifting into space. The command ship seemed momentarily stunned, and Alex allowed himself a small sigh of relief. "Good," Mira said, her voice calm but tense. "Now we need to finish this before they recover." Alex nodded. Together they devised the next step, using the station's hidden weapon arrays to disable the command ship's engines. They had never been used before, but Mira's knowledge of alien technology gave her confidence. The arrays were positioned along the station's hull, capable of firing concentrated energy pulses. Alex activated the targeting system. "We'll need precise timing. One misfire and we could damage the station itself." Mira's eyes met his. "I trust you. Let's do this." The command ship began to move again, its drones recovering from the graviton wave. Alex and Mira fired the arrays in sequence, energy pulses streaking across space. The pulses struck the command vessel, sending sparks across its hull and causing minor explosions that disrupted its engines. The ship faltered, drifting off its intended path. "Keep firing," Mira shouted. "We can do this." They continued their coordinated attack, every move synchronized, every pulse calculated. The drones were now disorganized, their formation collapsing as the command ship struggled to regain control. Alex felt a surge of adrenaline. The impossible was becoming possible. Suddenly an alarm blared, an unexpected surge in the station's energy core. Alex looked at the readings in shock. The graviton core. It's unstable. If we don't stabilize it, the station could collapse. Mira's expression hardened. "Then we do it manually. I'll go to the core control chamber. You monitor the energy fields and guide me." Alex nodded. Mira moved quickly, leaving the control console, her form disappearing into the station's corridors. Alex adjusted the shields, keeping the drones at bay, while keeping one eye on the graviton core's energy readings. The station shuddered as Mira worked inside the chamber, her hands moving over the complex alien controls. Minutes stretched into eternity. The drones regrouped, probing once again, but Alex held them off, coordinating every defensive measure with precision. He felt a strange sense of unity with Mira, though she was out of sight. Their teamwork had become almost instinctive. Finally, Mira's voice came through the intercom, steady and calm. "Core stabilized. You can release the energy pulse now." Alex activated the final sequence. A massive surge of energy shot from the graviton core, enveloping the command ship and remaining drones. The effect was immediate and spectacular. The command ship's engines failed completely, leaving it adrift, and the drones were scattered in all directions, many lost to the emptiness of space. Alex slumped in relief, feeling a mixture of exhaustion and triumph. Mira appeared beside him, smiling despite the sweat on her brow. "We did it," she said quietly. Alex shook his head in disbelief. "I can't believe we survived." "All of it." Mira looked at him, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. "Neither could I. But humans have a way of surprising even the most advanced threats. You surprised me today." Alex felt a warmth he couldn't explain. It wasn't just relief. It was pride, the kind that comes from knowing you've done something extraordinary. "We make a good team," he said. Mira nodded. "The best." Even as they caught their breath, the station's alarms quieted, and the distant echoes of drifting debris floated through space. The immediate danger was over, but Alex knew this wasn't the end. There were always new threats, new challenges, new tests of courage and ingenuity. Yet for now they had survived, and in doing so, they had proven something fundamental. Humanity could stand against impossible odds and emerge victorious. Alex looked at Mira, noticing the determination in her eyes. She had risked everything just as he had, and together they had changed the course of the station's fate. There was a quiet understanding between them, a bond forged in the crucible of danger and the triumph of human spirit. Days passed as they repaired the station and ensured the safety of all aboard. Alex and Mira worked tirelessly, yet their confidence grew. The station systems were stronger now, the crew more united, and the memory of the attack a reminder of what could be achieved when people refused to give up. In the quiet moments, Alex reflected on the battle. He realized that the true strength of humans wasn't just technology or strategy. It was resilience, adaptability, and the ability to inspire courage in each other. Mira had embodied that strength, but he had seen it in himself too, rising to the challenge when it mattered most. The stars outside the station shone as if in silent applause. Alex and Mira stood side by side at the observation deck, watching the distant cosmos. They knew that threats would come again, but they also knew something deeper. Together, they were unstoppable. Mira placed a hand on the console, her gaze fixed on the stars. "The universe is vast," she said softly, "and dangerous. But today we proved that we can face it and win." Alex nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "And we'll face whatever comes next, together." As the station hummed peacefully, the sense of victory and hope was almost tangible. The battle had been won, the command ship defeated, and the drones destroyed or scattered. Humanity had stood its ground and demonstrated the courage, ingenuity, and perseverance that could turn the tide even in the face of overwhelming odds. And in that moment, Alex realized something extraordinary. The universe was not just a place of danger, but also of endless possibility, waiting for humans to rise to every challenge, to seize every moment, and to leave their mark among the stars. The light of a distant nova flickered across the observation window, casting a glow over Alex and Mira. They had survived the impossible, and in doing so, had proven the core truth of humanity. When humans unite, when courage and intelligence meet, no challenge is too great, no threat insurmountable. And with that knowledge, Alex felt ready to face anything that the stars could throw at them next. Together, he and Mira would continue to stand as defenders, explorers, and witnesses to the vast, uncharted, and wondrous universe, a testament to human spirit, resilience, and heroism.